This is my project on soccer concussion bands. Let's just start with the raise of hands. Who's ever had a concussion before? Okay. And what sport was that from, Eric?
Football.
Okay, Zach?
Football.
Is there anyone with a different sport?
Soccer.
Miranda? Soccer? Okay, cool. I'm going to start with a couple of videos and then I'll talk a little bit about my story and why this means a lot to me. Why concussions are more serious than thought. I'm here with May Pink's son from the Mount Pleasant High School varsity soccer team. May Pink, how's it going today? I'm going to ask May Pink some questions about the soccer headbands that have been implemented this year. May Pink, do you like that they have been implemented this year?
Yeah, I guess. I've done awkward.
What don't you like about them?
They make you sweat more and they're ugly.
What do you like about them?
That they decrease the concussions.
Do you think it should be a choice or required?
A choice.
Have you had an overall good experience with the headbands?
Yeah, I got used to it. I guess I did.
Okay, thanks for your time.
Yeah.
I'm here with Lane Zucker from the Mount Pleasant High School girls varsity team. Lane, how's it going today?
Good.
I'm going to ask Lane some questions about the soccer headbands that have been implemented this year. Do you like that they have been implemented this year?
Yeah.
What don't you like about them?
They're kind of uncomfortable.
What do you like about them?
They protect us.
Do you think it should be a choice or required?
Okay.
Have you had an overall good experience with the headbands?
Yes.
I'm here with Casey McGilvery from the Mount Pleasant High School girls varsity team. Casey, how's it going today?
Pretty good.
Good. I'm going to ask some questions about the soccer headbands that have been implemented this year. Do you like that they have been implemented this year?
I think it's a good idea overall. I don't really like them.
What don't you like about them?
They're uncomfortable, and I don't think they really work.
What do you like about them?
They could work, and they were an alright idea.
Do you think it should be implemented as a choice or required?
I think a choice.
Okay. Have you had an overall good experience with them? And tell me about your friend who actually received a concussion from still wearing one.
They work. I'm a bully, so I guess I like the idea, but she got a concussion with one and so I guess they don't really work.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
I'm here with Ashley Montgomery from the Mount Pleasant Soccer girls varsity team. How's it going today, Ashley? Doing good. I'm just here to ask you a couple questions of why you like or dislike the headbands that have been implemented this year. Do you like that they have been implemented this year?
Yeah, I think it was a good choice.
Why do you like them?
I think that even though they don't necessarily stop the concussions, that they prevent them from being as serious as they would be without the headbands.
Why don't you like them?
I think it's always like kind of, I mean, they're not the most attractive things to be wearing out on the soccer field. And I mean, when it's hot, it's kind of rough to be wearing this giant headband on your head. But other than that, you know that when you're wearing them, you're just staying safe. So.
Do you think it should be a choice or required?
I do think it should be a choice because I think for some people, they get psychologically in their head that it affects their playing. And so if that's the case, then it's their choice whether they want to lessen the impact with it or not.
And, okay, thank you for your time. I'm here with Adam Gefford from the Mount Pleasant boys varsity soccer team. Adam, how's it going today?
Pretty good, how are you?
Doing good. Just here to ask you a couple questions. If you know anything about the soccer concussion headbands, do you think that they should have been implemented for the boys varsity soccer team?
Yes, because it does help. It takes away a lot of the impact that you would normally have from heading soccer level.
Why do you think that it would be a problem for the boys varsity soccer team?
Concussion.
Yeah.
Because it just affects your life and how well you can focus and do things in life.
Okay. And do you think it should be a choice or required?
I think it should be a choice at first, but if you suffer like a couple of concussions, that you should be then required to wear one.
Okay, thank you for your time. got the feeling why they're important and why they're not important. And I wish that I would have had, well, I'll start with my story. I had a four-wheeler accident doing about 40 miles per hour, and I suffered a severe brain trauma called a severe concussion, and it led me to making some bad decisions, and I put myself back into soccer too quickly, and got another concussion from that, and then I actually bought a car and totaled it within 3 hours, so I was joyed of doing that, and so that pretty much affected my life. And beyond just having concussions and people think you're not focused or you don't act the same, it did change my personality 100%, to be honest with you. I haven't been the same person. It's actually called post-concussion syndrome, or PCS, and it's not, it doesn't legitimately have a name by the doctors, but that's what people go by. It changes your moods, you have to be on medication, just a lot of different things. You act out, it changes your views on a lot of things. So it just really changed my life, and it's very important to me to educate people on how serious concussions can actually be, where you shouldn't put yourself back into the game when you really don't need to be in, because it does change your life and it makes you a different person, and I like the person I was before, and I'm coping with who I am now. So also, how I'm demonstrating leadership is I'd like to see that the varsity boys soccer team is all wearing headbands next year, so that no one has to go through exactly what I've gone through. And that's pretty much my whole project on concussions. And does anyone have any questions?
What's your plan for making that happen?
Talking to Bunting and telling him the importance. He's already implemented it with the girls, so I figured that he would be, but I was just like to make sure that he's most definitely going to be putting it into play.
Do you think that these headbands are nice to have in varsity sports, but you know, we saw some presentations working with some younger kids too. Do you think it might become something that doesn't seem so strange if we start with some kids younger, especially as they're developing either in soccer or football or any sport where concussions might be an issue?
Are you saying implement them at a young age so they're used to it when they're older?
Yeah, so that way we're not, you know, because a lot of the comments, especially from the girls, really, you know, they don't look attractive, so I don't want to wear it. Well, you know, I think if we get used to it, it's sort of like baseball helmets, if you will. You know, if you have your baseball helmet on, you get used to that. You just know from the beginning of T-ball, you wear your baseball helmet. You know what I mean?
I think
Does that make a
would
difference?
be a good thing if you put them in at the beginning, and then it wouldn't be so awkward, because if you didn't have the baseball helmets like you were saying, then those would be awkward if they're put in at high school level. So if you do start at a younger age, then yeah, it would definitely be a lesser awkward feeling for people.
It reminds me, and you guys probably don't remember this, but it reminds me of bicycle helmets at a young age. Because when I was growing up, you know, you just rode your bike. You didn't have a bicycle helmet. You know, it's like when my parents were growing up, there was a point where there was no seatbelts in the car. You know what I mean? So now, like my kids, and probably you too, I mean, like, you're almost like, why aren't you wearing a bicycle helmet? You know, it seems odd that you wouldn't. Where when I started, it seemed like, why would you wear a bicycle helmet, you know? So I have my kids now, my personal children, they, you know, Dad, you're not wearing your helmet, what are you doing? You got to get that helmet. Oh, cool. So I guess I just encourage you to, yes, varsity soccer at the high school is a great idea, men's and women's, but also think about talking to Coach Bunting to talk about younger ages as well.
Yeah, very cool. Anything else? Gary Martin.
How do these headbands stop concussions?
Well, they stop the impact, especially from headers, because people don't really enjoy heading the ball, first off. So if you can head the ball, that's a positive right there. And second of all, if you hit the ground, if I would have had a concussion band on in the proper place when I hit the ground, it would have lessened the impact. I'm not saying it stops the total impact. Obviously, you're still going to get rattled up, but I'm saying it lessens the impact a little bit and helps an amount that could change the severe concussion to a mild concussion or a mild concussion to not have